the inaugural ceremony of this mega event, the 48th All India Sociological Conference 2023. The theme of the conference of this year is the crisis of the 21st century and the way forward. A theme of extreme relevance in the current global scenario. Like each one of you, I'm also eagerly waiting those excellent sessions where a wide variety of perspectives and ideas will be shared on different sub-themes of this conference, eventually leading to knowledge generation and the progress of sociological research in these fields. We will be having our invocation. I request all of you to rise for Tamil Tharivazhuthu and ode to Mother Tamil, the state anthem of Tamil Nadu, written by one of the Moving on, I request Professor Abha, President of the Indian Sociological Society, to deliver the welcome address. She is also the Director of the Center of Kashmir Studies, University of Himachal Pradesh. Her exceptional leadership and unwavering support played a pivotal role in facilitating the organization of this conference. Ma'am?
A very good morning and a warm welcome to the 48th All India Sociological Conference being organized at the Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome each one of you to this conference. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. P.T.R. Palanavel Rajan, the Minister of Information and Technology, Government of Tamil Nadu. The Vice Chancellor, VIT, Dr. V.S. Kanchan Bhaskaran, the Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Partha Sarthi Malik, and here I would say that the Pro-Vice Chancellor was very active in giving us the proposal to organize this conference. All others of VIT, the Registrar, the Dean School of Social Sciences, the Organizing Secretary of the conference, Dr. Prabhakar, who is actually the person behind this whole scenario, and though he is not visible at so many places, but I think he is the person who has worked and his entire team day in and day out. On behalf of the Indian Sociological Society, I thank the entire team of VIT Vellore for giving the Indian Sociological Society an opportunity to come to Tamil Nadu and organize the conference here, the 48th All India Sociological Conference. Sir, we have actually moved from USTM, that is University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, from northeast to south. And I believe, and the whole of Indian Sociological Society, that it is very important for us to be more inclusive, more democratic, more diverse, to visit the different parts of the country. So from northeast to south, and before that to the north, in Kashmir, in Lucknow, we have been consistently organizing the conference in different parts of the country. I'm very happy that we could be joined by people from India and abroad. Professor Margaret Ibrahim, the former ISA president, many presidents, secretaries of Indian Sociological Society, the MC members, RC conveners, all life members, each and everyone, and who have come from different parts, and they have actually helped us a lot in organizing this conference. The theme of the conference, the crisis of the 21st century and the way forward, we consider is a very apt theme because of the kind of crises that are going on the world over. We just finished, I would like to inform the delegates here and the dignitaries on the dais that we had a workshop, Young Researchers Workshop, in which 27 abstracts were presented, and they came from different parts of the country, and they discussed about their research, what they are doing, and their work. So it was a very interactive session. Professor S.L. Sharma from Chandigarh, Professor Anand Kumar from JNU were there, and so are our resource person. So this is one of the activities of the Indian Sociological Society, that it is a pre-conference workshop, and all the research scholars who come here are also supposed to attend this conference. So I'm glad that ISS is continuing this tradition of organizing Young Researchers Workshop continuously. So we see that there are different crises, and in the 28 RCs, that is research committees, 2 ad hoc groups, 4 plenaries, and 3 memorial lectures, and various other the sessions that we have, the different aspects of themes will be discussed: conflicts, wars, violence, increasing rigid political regimes, social and economic inequalities, then the development, health issues, environment, climate change. And I'm very happy that in VIT, the Department of Social Sciences is very important. And it's an institute of technology like other IITs and where the Institute of Technologies are there. The importance is given to the discipline of social sciences. So I think we can give a big hand to the Vellore Institute of Technology, 28 probably the faculty members, and 8 faculties in the Department of Sociology, which you might not even find in many other universities. So sociology is thriving here, and their continuity is emphasized on the multidisciplinary, transnational, and integrative, interactionist perspective in the discipline of sociology. So we study everything: ethnicity, caste, tribe, even environment, diaspora, etc. The issues which cut across different disciplines. So I think we are absolutely at the right place, and also the kind of facilities and infrastructure that exists here and that has been provided to us. We are actually really overwhelmed by this kind of facilities that have been provided by VIT, Vellore. I'm just happy to note that the number of delegates have crossed 900 here, and number of abstracts received is 830, which will be presented during the 3 days conference. I think it's a good number, and a lot of people were saying that Vellore is very far. So I said it is far because you are seeing it from northeast or north. But when people from this side go to that side, they consider those places far. So sometimes you have to travel. At times the places will be very near, at times they will be far. So this is the diversity, this is the beauty, I think, of these conferences. Indian Sociological Society, I will not say much except that it is 1951. It was established. We have regular journals, both Hindi and English, and it has come a long way to this date. Yesterday I was told that the number of members, the life members, has increased to 6007. So Indian Sociological Society is a very important, a big organization, and we are not only the number in quantity but in terms of quality. So I'm very sure that in these 3 days, we will have a very enriching, very fruitful, interactive session. And when we go back, we will go back with very good memories of 40th All India Conference and of Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore. Thank you so much. I welcome once again all the delegates.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm and heartfelt welcome address. Next, we have the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. I cordially invite all our esteemed guests on the dais to join us for the same. I request our audience to please rise. Thank you. Dr. S. Prabhakar is the organizing secretary of the 48th All India Sociological Conference and the associate professor of sociology, Department of Social Sciences, VIT. He is the backbone of our team and a person who never fails to smile. Trust me, as one of the faculty coordinator, I have seen him working with 3 laptops at the same time, with that smile. Right. So, I hope you always smile, and I invite you to speak a few words about the 48th All India Sociological Conference, wearing that smile of yours.
Thank you, Dr. Reshmi. A warm morning to one and all present here. I wholeheartedly welcome our Honorable Minister, Dr. Palnivel Tyagarajan sir, for this conference. He has readily accepted our Chancellor's invitation. And our beloved Chancellor and our respected Vice Presidents, Vice Chancellor, Ma'am, Pro-Vice Chancellor sir and Registrar Ma'am, thank you for being with us today. So, I deem it a great honor in welcoming you all to the 48th edition of the All India Sociological Conference held in Vellore Institute of Technology on the theme, the crisis of the 21st century and the way forward. The theme of the conference has been carefully scrutinized in such a way as to reckon with the vulnerabilities hampering the societal growth and development, as it is highly crucial to cultivate adaptive governance structures, inclusive economic policies, and resilient educational models for maintaining the social equilibrium in the 21st century. That has urged a multitude of crises extending far beyond traditional boundaries, commencing from the profound impacts of climate change to the intricacies of social inequalities and the rapid evolution of technology shaping daily lives. So each of these challenges presents an intricate layers of cause that demand rigorous sociological scrutiny, which has been deliberated through the 4 plenary sessions and 3 memorial lectures in the remembrance of pioneers of Indian sociology such as Professor M.N. Srinivas, Professor Radhakamal Mukherjee and Professor Yogendra Singh are delivered covering major crises of the contemporary world such as the social inequality, environmental and health hazards, geopolitical disputes and space explorations. The 3-day conference has around 1,100 registrations, attracting people from all over the nation and neighboring countries like USA, South Africa and Bangladesh, and around 850 abstracts were received under the conference theme, which are to be under 28 research committees and 2 ad hoc groups of the Indian Sociological Society, covering various branches of sociology. Thus, the 48th AISC would provide a great opportunity for budding sociologists, scholars and students to establish their talents by presenting their knowledge through paper presentations and academic discourse. I am sure that the conference would be a lifeline for many and would serve as an academic platform for the enrichment of the participants, mediated by the academicians and pioneers of the discipline. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for briefing us about the conference. Moving on. Our beloved Dean, School of Social Sciences and Languages, Dr. M. Manoharan, is known for his proactive leadership and commitment towards any initiatives undertaken by us. I must say, he has not left any stones unturned to foster growth and development of our department and the school. I humbly request you, sir, to share your thoughts on the school.
Thank you, Dr. Rashmi. Chief Guest, Honorable Minister for Information Technology and Digital Services, Government of Tamil Nadu, Dr. Thirupalanivil Thiagarajan. Honorable Founder Chancellor, respected Vice Presidents, Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Indian Sociological Society's office bearers, government officials, distinguished awardees, conference delegates, organizing secretary and committee coordinators, students, research scholars, press and media. Warm greetings and very good morning to one and all present here. I am here to briefly present about the school and its departments. The School of Social Sciences and Languages, SSL, established as a distinct entity in the year 2009. At present, it has 4 departments, 120 faculty members, 1,000 plus students, and 274 full-time PhD research scholars. Firstly, the Department of English with 51 faculty members offers various English language courses at different levels to UG and PG students, and also offers PhD program in English literature and English language teaching. The Department of Commerce with 19 faculty members offers BCom General, BCom Banking and Capital Markets in association with NSE Academy, the National Stock Exchange Academy. That's the industry's jointly delivered program. And BCom Financial Technology, that is also in association with the NSE Academy. And we do a BCom Business Process Services in association with TCS Limited. And PhD programs in Accounting, Commerce and Taxation. We do have Department of Languages with 21 faculty members, offer various foreign languages courses like Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, French, German, Spanish, and PhD programs in Tamil, Hindi, French, and Spanish. Coming to the Department of Social Sciences, it has 29 faculty members on roll and from various disciplines like economics, sociology, psychology, social work, history, international relations, and music. The department offers MSW program and PhD programs in the domains economics, sociology, social work, and psychology. In addition to the above, the department offers 40 plus different courses as open electives, catering to the needs of the engineering undergraduate and postgraduate students of this institution. The department also offers minors in economics and minor in finance. School and the department periodically updating and benchmarking its curriculum and syllabi with the global and national level institutions to enhance the value addition and to address the societal and industry needs. Finally, to mention about the research at the school level, SSL has the following things to its credit. So far, we do have 400 plus Scopus indexed journal articles with impact factor ranging up to 12. 100 plus conference papers, 480 plus book chapters. The school's H index is at 10 and I-10 index at 11. The citation per paper of the above is on an average 1.4. The research output of the school is doubling year after year in the recent past 3 years. Our faculty members are engaged in consultancy, training, MDP and EDP, addressing the local community and nearby industry needs. Our research has focused on multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary approaches and emerging areas like UN Sustainable Development Goals. The school is currently having ongoing projects and consultancy worth 80 plus lakhs. The school is progressing to become one of the best humanities and social sciences schools in the country. And with that, I conclude my introduction about our school and the constituent departments. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for giving us a comprehensive understanding about our school. Now, we are moving on to acknowledge and honor our distinguished guests. Their presence adds immense value to the gathering. They play a pivotal role in shaping the narratives of this occasion. May I now request our founder and chancellor, Dr. G. Vishwanathan, to honor our esteemed guest, Dr. Palnitha Tyagarajan, Honorable Minister for Information Technology and Digital Services, Government of Tamil Nadu, by presenting a memento as a token of our love, respect and gratitude on behalf of the entire fraternity of VIT and all the delegates and guests who have gathered here. Thank you, sir. I request our Chancellor, Dr. G. Vishwanathan, to present a memento to Professor Abha Chauhan, President of the Indian Sociological Society, as a token of our love and gratitude. May I again request our Chancellor, sir, to present a memento to Professor Manish K. Verma, Secretary of the Indian Sociological Society, as a token of our love and respect. I request our Vice President, Shankar sir, to present the memento. Thank you, sir. May I now request Professor Abha Chauhan to honor our founder and chancellor, Dr. G. Vishwanathan, by presenting a memento as a token of love and respect on behalf of the Indian Sociological Society. Ma'am, I request you again to present a memento to our respected Vice Presidents, Mr. Shankar Vishwanathan and Dr. G.V. Selva. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I now request Professor Manish K. Verma to present a memento to our respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. Kanchana Bhaskaran, V.S. Sir, I request you again to present a memento to our beloved Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Partha Shakti Malik. Sir, I request you to present a memento to our dear Registrar, Dr. T. Jayabharati. mementos are presented on behalf of ISS faculty. Thank you, ma'am. Moving on. Our beloved Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Partha Sarathy Malik, was instrumental in ensuring the proper conduct of this conference. He has dedicated his precious time to engage with us, providing guidance and support. An excellent administrator, an outstanding researcher, and a keen academician enriched with the enthusiasm for excellence. Sir, it gives me great joy to invite you to address the gathering. Please.
Thank you. Honorable Chancellor and the founder of this institution, Dr. G. Vishwanathan, Honorable Minister of IT and Digital Services, Dr. Palanivel Tyagarajan, our Chief Guest of today, Honorable President and Secretary of Indian Sociological Society, our beloved Vice Presidents, Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Organizing Secretary, Dr. Prabhakar, the Dean of the school, my faculty colleagues, all delegates, my dear students, press and media, very good morning. At the outset, I would like to thank Indian Sociological Society for giving this opportunity to host this conference at VIT Vellore. I would like to welcome all the members of ISS at this campus. Here we have 40,000 students from all states and union territories of India, from 67 countries. Students in this campus speak in about 50 languages. This is itself a small world in this part of the country. You will be very happy to know that VIT is now the 8th best university in the country. As per the Government of India ranking, we are the 11th best research institution of the country. In fact, our Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu visited VIT. He said VIT should be the research hub. So we are doing good in research. In fact, in VIT, our approach in interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and transdisciplinary research is making us different. International collaborative research, massive internationalization in the campus is again making us the difference, and the quantity with quality approach is again making us difference. And these are the things. In fact, 34% of our research papers are internationally collaborative. The world average is 19% as per the Elsevier. And by 2025, we will make it 50%. This is slowly making VIT prominent in the world map. In fact, our Honorable Chancellor always says, India should lead the world, VIT should lead India in higher education. We are slowly moving forward towards that. VIT, Vellore Institute of Technology, the name suggests we are a good engineering institution. People know that. I'd like to share with you, my dear friends, that VIT is also good in non-engineering subject areas. In fact, in this school, School of Social Sciences and Languages, we have 274 research scholars, 120 faculty members, more than 1,000 students. This is itself more than a college. We have agriculture, we have design, we have architecture, we have management, hotel management. This is truly a multidisciplinary institution. In international ranking, as I said, that VIT is also slowly becoming reputed across the globe. In QS, recently published, rank we are among the top 500 in the world in sustainability ranking. Our rank is 449. In fact, in Asia, we are 163rd best university in Asia as per QS ranking. You will be happy to know that another very popular ranking is Shanghai. We are among the top 7 in the country and within the top 700 in the world. I am sure this conference is creating the opportunity for VIT professors and researchers to collaborate with some of the best sociologists of the country and abroad. Time has come now to connect the unconnected areas. Yes, I am saying the sociology with engineering and science to connect. I am sure that in this conference, we will discuss on that, address this issue, which is very important for the future researchers and the present researchers. I wish all the best, the success of this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and encouraging words about VIT. Our respected Vice Chancellor in charge, Dr. V.S. Kanchana Bhaskaran, is truly an inspiration who has explored every avenue to enhance inclusivity and diversity within our institution. A perfectionist by nature, she was meticulously involved in bringing this conference to fruition. Ma'am, I humbly request you to facilitate the gathering.
Good morning all. Honorable Chancellor Sir, Honorable Minister Sir, Minister for Information Technology and Digital Services, Government of Tamil Nadu, respected Vice Presidents, Professor Abha Chauhan, the President, Indian Sociological Society, New Delhi, Professor Manish Verma, the Secretary of Indian Sociological Society, and the organizing committee members from ISS, Indian Sociological Society, and the 900 plus delegates who are ornamenting this event, the renowned researchers from India and abroad, our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Partha, Dr. Jayabharati Registrar, the Dean, Dr. Manoharan, Dr. S. Prabhakar, the Organizing Secretary, and all the coordinators for this good conference. I welcome you all. It's a privilege hosting the 48th All India Sociological Conference 2023, and being a higher education institution, it is the responsibility of the university to identify issues which can emerge in the future, foresee, find it out, and suggest solutions. As a multidisciplinary university, as Dr. Partha said, ranked high nationally and internationally, a holistic approach can be arrived at with the input from all concerned, with the contribution by all the schools and the research centers concerned. The theme of the conference being Crisis of the 21st Century and the Way Forward. We know 21st century is the information technology era, which brings with it all the problems such as data breaching, data security, cyber security issues, and great technologies we have, enhancement of continuously developing technologies we have in our life. And it also brings in the ecosystem imbalance in the way and in that direction we exploit the earth and the resources. Looking at it, we are in a conundrum. We call ourselves living in a global village, but we find more complex situations arising among people, among territories, among countries, etc. Leave alone the continents, the climate change, requiring the United Nations SDG coming into practice, the sustainable development goals and the targets what we are setting ourselves, the health hazards what we see, And the biggest disruption what we had seen in our life the recent times, that is a COVID pandemic, all these we find despite the technology advancement and the communication facilities what we have and the awareness what we goes with that. And the solution for all these rely on the academics and the researchers from all the higher educational institutions to forecast, to analyze what is going to be the future, identify and futuristically propose the research directions, the seed of any idea which could influence the society, the sociological factors and the direction for the people to go forward. Hope the 3 days would bring in just that, with the dissemination of knowledge, with your research work, sharing it among the co-researchers, and from the place, emergence of newer ideas, methodologies, and I wish all of you to become the catalyst to the instrument of change, catalytically create the change to bring a better world. Have a great time. For all the 3 days, I wish you great sessions ahead. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful words. I hope we reach your expectations of dissemination of knowledge and bring a change for a better world. Thank you, ma'am. Moving on, the Lifetime Achievement Award is the pinnacle of recognition bestowed by the Indian Sociological Society. This award stands as a testament to the Indian Sociological Society's commitment in acknowledging excellence and fostering inspiration within the field of sociology. The award seeks exceptional Indian sociologists whose contributions have been profound and extraordinary, enriching the discipline of sociology itself. This year's Lifetime Achievement Award will be presented to two eminent sociologists, Professor Chandrasekhar Bhatt, former professor of sociology, University of Hyderabad, and Professor Virginia Khaka, former professor of sociology, Delhi School of Economics, Delhi University. I invite Professor Ajay Newmai, former head center for the study of social exclusion and inclusive policy, University of Hyderabad, to read the citation of Professor Chandrasekhar Bhatt. Please, ma'am.
Good morning. Now, hearty congratulations to Professor Chandrasekhar Bhatt and also to Professor Virginia Khaka for this prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award of the Indian Sociological Society. Professor Bhatt was born on 23rd November 1944 in a remote village in Kasaragod district, which is erstwhile Madras Presidency and currently in Kerala State. Professor Bhatt had his education in premier universities like Karnataka University in Dharwad, Delhi University and London University. After his doctoral studies at the Department of Sociology, Delhi School of Economics, Delhi University, he began his teaching career at the University of Mysore in 1973 and moved to the newly established Department of Sociology and Anthropology at the Central University of Hyderabad in 1979 as one of the founding members of the department and continued till his retirement on 30th November 2006. Professor Bhatt was invited as Professor of Eminence by Tezpur University, Assam in January 2010, where he served till June 2013. During his 5 decades of academic service, Professor Bhatt, besides building one of the well-recognized and leading departments of sociology at the University of Hyderabad, provided leadership as the head 3 times of 3 years each, UGC SAC coordinator 1995 to 2006, and promoted the interests of the discipline as an expert member of UGC subject panel on sociology in 1996 to 98. As member of the managing committee 1992 to 1998 of the Indian Sociological Society, Professor Bhatt has been instrumental in initiating the research committee 04 on migration and diaspora studies to include the newly emergent domain of research and teaching in India. Professor Bhatt's pioneering research and expertise in sociology of migration and diaspora studies were mentored particularly by Professor M.S.A. Rao at the Department of Sociology, Delhi University, and Professor Adrian C. Mayer under a postdoctoral program at School of Oriental and African Studies, London University in UK. He has the distinction of establishing India's first interdisciplinary center for the study of Indian diaspora in 1996 at the University of Hyderabad under the UGC Area Studies Program, and also the privilege to introduce study and research in diaspora studies when the very term and concept of diaspora itself was less known in academic circles. This domain of research was further popularized with organization of nearly 10 national and international conferences and workshops. He facilitated the high-level committee on Indian diaspora, Ministry of External Affairs, to finalize its reports by organizing a workshop for recommending new policies to officially bridge India and Indian diaspora. The high-level committee on the Indian diaspora has put on record their high appreciation for Professor Bhatt's contribution to their endeavor. Besides a number of articles in international and national journals, book chapters, Professor Bhatt's publications include Sociology of Development and Change by Orient Longman, 1992, A Reader in Urban Sociology by Orient Longman, 1991, and Ethnicity and Mobility Concept Publication, 1984. Professor Bhatt is recipient of coveted Commonwealth Academic Staff Fellowship, 1983 to 84, and the prestigious position of invited professor by University of Rouen, France, 2005. He was felicitated with appreciation by the Indian Diaspora International Center, New York, and Joe Gosin Foundation, Trinidad, at a conference at Banaras Hindu University, 2019. The Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Ministry of External Affairs, sponsored Professor Bhatt's visit as cultural ambassador to people of Indian origin diaspora countries, Guyana and Trinidad, on the occasion of the commemoration of 100th anniversary of legislation to end the Indian indentureship in March 2017. The Indian Sociological Society is honored to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to Professor Chandrasekhar Bhatt in appreciation and recognition of his meritorious services, accomplishments, and contributions to the discipline and the profession of sociology.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my privilege to invite sir. Please accept the award from our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Palnivel Tyagarajan. I request all the dignitaries from ISS to join. It will be really appreciated if you could please rise. This is a Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you, sir. May I now invite Professor Balaji Kendre? Yes, sir, please come. Right, questions, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be standing in front of my sociological fraternity from all over the country and abroad, and before the distinguished members here on the dais, Honorable Minister Padini Vil Tyagarajan, and visionary founder builder of this VIT institution, Dr. Vishwanathan, and the ISS President, Professor Abha Chauhan, and Manish Tiwari, and other distinguished persons from VIT here before you. I thank all of you, and through your elected members, I have this pleasure of receiving your award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, and I thank the elected members, the President Abha Chauhan and Secretary Manish Tiwari, and members of all the Managing Committee of Indian Sociological Society on this occasion, especially the person who read the citation, Dr. Ajay Lumai, and the words, kind words which have been drafted by Professor Abha Chauhan for this honor. Thank you very much. And at this occasion, remember, I have been made by all of you, the sociological fraternity, then my colleagues and students in various universities where I have taught. I have the privilege of teaching in 3 universities, starting from Mysore University, then University of Hyderabad, which has been my karma bhumi for 35-40 years, where I have a close association not only with the faculty but with the students. I have more than maybe 20-25 students sitting here before me who are participating in this conference, and I may also proudly mention that 2 of my students are going to receive here the M.N. Srinivas Memorial Prize. There can't be a better pleasure for any teacher. And I remember 2 of my teachers who shaped me what I am. Professor M.S. Rao, who introduced me to the study of migration. Migration is so central, I'm sure all of you will agree with me, because in this hall I don't think there will be any one person who has not migrated. There are different kinds of migration. And initially I was introduced to migration within the country, rural to urban migration, and then under the postdoctoral fellowship I was introduced by a very distinguished Indian social scientist, Professor Mayer, Adrian C. Mayer, at the School of Oriental African Studies in London, who introduced me to study of overseas Indians, which today has become a key word, diaspora. And diaspora today occupies a much huge space than whatever when I started these studies with. Today, you find Indians everywhere, more than 120 countries. I'm sure many of the representatives of those people must be here studying in VIT. So, thank you very much. I'm deeply honored, and it's a great pleasure. Thank you very much. Have a good time in
May I now invite Professor Balaji Kendre, Professor and Head, Department of Sociology, University of Mumbai, to read the citation of Professor Virginius Kharma. Sir.
Virginius. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Just small correction, I'm former head. So, I'm here to read a citation of Professor Virginius Kaka for the purpose of Lifetime Achievement Award 2023 by Indian Sociological Society. Professor Virginius Kaka, born on 24th September 1948 in the working class family in Pune State, Jalpaiguri district, West Bengal. Professor Virginius Kaka has had long and illustrious academic career as a distinguished and academic scholar. He is currently visiting professor at the Institute for Human Development, New Delhi. Prior to joining IHT, he was Professor of Eminence and Bharat Ratna Lokpriya Gopinath Bartoli Chair at Tezpur University. He was a professor and deputy director of the Institute of Social Sciences, Guwahati, and professor at the Department of Sociology, Delhi University Economics. He taught at Northeastern Hill University, Shillong, from 1978 to 1990s. He was a member of National Advisory Committee under the erstwhile UPA government at the center and chairperson of high-level committee that studied the educational, health and economic status of the tribal communities in India. Professor Kaka completed his post-graduation in sociology from the University of Pune in 1973. He was awarded a PhD for his thesis on agrarian social structure in peasant and plantation setting in North Bengal at IIT Kanpur in 1978. He had a postdoctoral fellowship under the Indo-French Cultural Exchange Program at Maison de Sciences de Home, Paris in 1982. He was a Commonwealth Academic Staff Fellow at the School of Oriental and African Studies, University of London in 1988. He was also Fulbright Fellow at the University of California, Santa Cruz, USA in 1998. He held Rajiv Gandhi Chair in Contemporary Studies at Northeastern Hill University, Shillong from 2006 to 2008. He had served in the various capacities in many important academic bodies such as UGC, ICSR, National Council of Teacher Education and Anthropological Survey of India. Professor Kaka is the author of book Economic Dualism and Structure of Class, a study in plantation and peasant settings in North Bengal, and state, society and tribal issues in post-colonial India. He is also the co-author of the book Forest Lanterns, a collection of essays on solution for nourishing India's tribal children in 2016, and work institutions. He also is the author of the book Work, Institutions and Sustainable Livelihood, Issues and Challenges of Transformation. He also has written on employment and labor market in Northeast India, interrogating structural changes, and book on tribal politics in India. He has been on the editorial advisory board of reputed institutional journals such as Asian Ethnicity, Social Change, History and Sociology of South Asia, Contribution to Indian Sociology and Sociological Bulletin. Professor Kaka's doctoral research focused on agrarian social structure and class relations in North Bengal. But over the years, he became interested in the academic and policy discourses on tribes in India. He was critical of its homogenizing, monolithic and vacacious representations of the tribal history, society and politics. His examination of tribal situation presented the dynamics and complex nature of transformations among the tribes in India from colonialism and post-colonialism to new liberalism. The deep-rooted connections of tribes and Adivasis with their land, forest and territory, that is Jal, Jungle, Jamin, constituted the bedrock of his analysis. Decades of involvement with various tribal movements and his perseverant understanding of the ground realities have contributed unmatched academic precision to the teaching, publication and public interventions of Professor Khaka. His identity as belonging to the tribal community has never taken precedence over his vocation as a sociologist and public intellectual. Professor Khaka has been a great advocate of comparative method as a means to challenge the ethnocentrism in the study of tribes. Khaka Committee report in 2014 published by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, the Government of India is a case in point. His family members, innumerable students, colleagues and friends have been recipient of his sociableness and generosity. Khaka's vision has always been inclusive and approach is diverse. His work has inspired generations of scholars in India and abroad. The Indian Sociological Society is honored to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to Professor Vajinis Khaka in appreciation and recognition of his meritorious services, accomplishments and contribution to the discipline and the profession of sociology. By on behalf of our Jawahar President, Indian Sociological Society.
I request our respected founder and chancellor, Dr. G. Vishwanathan, to give the prize. I request all of you to please rise.
Respected delegates, it's an honor to be recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Indian Sociological Society, a body of the sociologists. And in particular, I'm thankful to the President, Dr. Abha Chauhan, all the office bearers, the managing committee, to give this award to me, and even those who have proposed my name. A Lifetime Achievement Award to my mind is a long-term journey, and in this journey, there are a lot of players who have been part of this little venture, and I would like to recollect or acknowledge my gratitude to institutions where I have served. To begin with, the Northeastern University when I was at the prime of my youth, and moving into a world which was very different from the one that I experienced and learned a great deal from the students from the Northeast. The English School of Economics did transform me from what I was to a much more serious academics and researcher. Tata Institute of Social Sciences did teach me to administer and try to build an institution, although it was much more smaller. And I had immense love and respect at the institute, let's say at the university in Tezpur. And I'm really grateful to all the teachers, all my associates, the students who actually really saved me. Each institution has a good space and bad patches, and we all really go through it. And I have plenty of them, both good and bad. But that is what really shaped me, and I think that is how we should really keep negotiating in our life. With these words, I thank the Indian Sociological Society for this award.
Now we have the Professor M.N. Srinivas Memorial Prize, which is presented annually to a young sociologist or a social anthropologist for publishing the best sociological and social anthropological paper in any of the social science journals or edited books published in India. Let me invite Dr. Lekha N.B., Assistant Professor, Department of Sociology, SN College, Chembarindi, Trivandrum, Kerala, to come onto the stage and receive the award from our beloved Vice President, Mr. Shankar Vishwanathan. She has been awarded for her article titled Property, a Metaphor Beyond Economics, exploring the semiotics of property among the Nayars in Kerala, South India, published in the Journal of India and Asian Studies. I request our ISS dignitaries to join. Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. Alina Sebastian, Assistant Professor, National Institute of Advanced Studies, Bangalore, Karnataka, to come onto the stage and receive the award from our dear Vice President, Dr. G.D. Selvam. She has been awarded for her article titled Matrimony, Merchandise and Islam, a study of the case on the coastal belt of Terisheri, North Malabar, published in the journal Coastal Studies in Society. Congratulations, Alina. Congratulations, Rekha, once again. Moving on. Now we have the release of the Book of Abstracts. I humbly request our Chancellor, sir, to present the Book of Abstracts to our chief guest, Dr. Palnivel Tyagarajan. We received 850 abstracts for presentations in the 31 research committees of the Indian Sociological Society and more than 1,100 registrations. As already said, we have participants from almost every state in India, and we also have international participation from US, Bangladesh and South Africa. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Let me take this occasion to announce the launch of volumes based on ISS Journal. For this, I invite our President ISS, Professor Abha Chauhan.
Thank you. I would like to inform this August gathering that we are releasing the books based on articles published in our Hindi journal, the Journal of Indian Sociological Society, known as Bharti Samasha Samiksha. Before proceeding for that, I would also like to inform that during the last conference, 47th All India Sociological Conference at the University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, on the basis of the papers presented in the conference, we are bringing out a volume which is published by Springer and will be released very soon. And for the launch of that, we are 3 editors, myself, Professor Ajailu Nimai, Professor Tatu Masik, and if you can just come on stage for a while. This book will be released soon, and on the basis of the articles, papers presented during this conference at Vellore, we will again bring out the volume. So this is the initiative Indian Sociological Society has taken to bring out the volume on the proceedings of the conference that are published, and I'm sure the next team, which will take over from 1st January 2024, will continue with this precedence. So this is the flyer of that volume. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Professor Inaugural, who is the person instrumental behind this publication, which is published by Rawat Publications, Jaipur and Delhi. And I must say that Bharati Samaj Samiksha is a Hindi journal of Indian Sociological Society published by SAGE now. And it has series of articles over the years, and we really wish that such publication also are published in other regional languages. And on the basis of the articles published since 2014, 7 volumes have been produced, 4 of which are published, and I will request him, Professor Nagla, to speak a few words about that and launch the book. So,
Honorable dignitaries sitting on the dais, distinguished scholars, dear colleagues, friends, and students. I have great pleasure that Professor Ava Chauhan, ISS President, has given me responsibility to coordinate for publication of the volume release today. Vision of Professor I.A.P. Modi and Professor Anand Kumar played a significant role to initiate the Bharati Samaj Samiksha Hindi Journal, International Journal, which is published earlier by Rawat and now it is being published by SAGE Journal. It is a UGC care journal, and it's a very interesting thing that in this journal, non-Hindi scholars have also published articles in the Hindi journals, so I am thankful to them also. ISN has 2 journals, Sociological Bulletin and Hindi Journal, the Bharati Samaj Society. So keeping in view of the earlier trends, the ISN published the earlier volume of the Sociological Bulletin. The same we have published for the volume of this present Bharati Samaj Samiksha. The articles infer from each journal, and we have brought 7 volumes, and they are edited by the 7 peoples also. One is Indian Sociology by Anand Kumar, the second is Mars by Paramjit Singh, third is Gandhi by Professor Ajit Gupta, fourth by Sociology of Weaker Section by Vivek Kumar, then one journal by Ashish Kumar on social mobility, and one on social reality by Naresh Bhargav, and another volume on the conversation with the Indian sociologists, which I edited. It is both in English and Hindi. So I am thankful to Professor Ava Chauhan and MC members, those who have given me responsibility. And I am thankful to all contributors, those who have contributed in the volumes. Thank you very much.
ऑर्गेनाइजर्स, क्योंकि ये पुस्तकें हिंदी भाषा में हैं। मैं आपका धन्यवाद करना चाहूँगी कि आपने हमें एक मौका दिया, एक अवसर दिया इन पुस्तकों को रिलीज करने का। और विशेष रूप से मैं धन्यवाद करूँगी प्रोफेसर VK नागला का, जिन्होंने एक बहुत अथक प्रयास किया इन पुस्तकों को रिलीज करने का। उनका प्रकाशन करवाने में रावत पब्लिकेशन का एक बहुत बड़ा योगदान है। और सभी व्यक्ति जिन्होंने इन पुस्तकों में अपने आर्टिकल्स या अपने शोध पत्र लिखे हैं, बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ मौजूद हैं। एक तो किताबें निकालना एक कोई छोटा काम नहीं है। मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ सबको, हर एक लिखने वाले को, जिसमें प्रोफेसर विवेक कुमार और प्रोफेसर आनंद जो हैं वो यहाँ मौजूद हैं। थैंक यू सो मच, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत आभार।
सीरीज एडिटर जो प्रेजेंट President ISSK, Professor Abha Chauhan. She is a series editor of this volumes. Thank you to Dr. Abha Chauhan.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Dr. G. Vishwanathan is the founder chancellor of Vellore Institute of Technology and our VIT family's personal proud. He was born on December 8, 1938 in a remote village, Kottakuppam, near Vellore in Tamil Nadu. His initial education was limited to a small village where he studied in Tamil, his mother tongue. The expansion of his educational horizon began with his pre-university studies at Burgess College, Vellore. He pursued and earned his bachelor's and master's degrees in economics from the prestigious Loyola College, Chennai. Building on his academic foundation, he completed his law from Madras Law College. He entered Indian Parliament in his 20s, and that was something incredible during the 1960s. He was elected to Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly for 10 years. During this period, he served as a minister for 2 years. He founded Vellore Engineering College in 1984, and what was started as a small college with only 180 students now has more than 68,000 students in 4 campuses: Vellore, Chennai, Amaravati, Andhra Pradesh, and Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. We have 87,000 students in 4 campuses in total. His legacy, like the institution's vision of transforming life through excellence in education and research, is spreading across the nation and the globe. I am more than happy to invite our beloved founder and chancellor, Dr. G. Vishwanathan, for the presidential address. Sir, please.
The chief guest of today's 48th All India Sociological Conference 2023, Dr. Pranidhya, the President of the Indian Sociological Society, Professor Abha Chauhan, Secretary, Professor Manish Verma, Mr. Shankar Vishwanathan, Vice President, Dr. G.V. Selvam, Vice President of the VIT, Dr. Kanchana Bhaskaran, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Pasha Dimale, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Devar, the Registrar, Dr. Manoharan, Dean, Dr. Prabhakar, the Organizing Secretary, the awardees, Professor Chandrasekhar Bhatt and Professor Genius Kaka, and senior professors from various parts of India, other sociologists, research students, and other distinguished invitees, members of the press and media. Very good morning to you. I am happy that the Sociological Society chose VIT to conduct this 48th All India Conference, and especially on an important subject, the crisis of the 21st century, the way forward and the way forward. They say 19th century was the century of Europe, 20th century was century of America, and 21st century is century of Asia. So we have a responsibility that this 21st century should overtake both 19th and 20th. Sociology
plays a very important role because it combines many subjects. And of course, I was a student of economics, history, political science and law. I find almost all of them are part of sociology. This is a great country of diversity with 1.4 billion people. And we call ourselves the largest democracy of the world. Democracy is divided into two. One is full democracy. The other one is flawed democracy, FLAWD. This is done by economists. 24 countries come under full democracy. About 48 countries come under flawed democracy. In the democracy ranking, our ranking is number 46, India's is 46 according to them. In order to become a full democracy, we have to do many things. Of course, the political parties in the governments play a major role. India is the only country where you have 2,700 political parties. Nowhere in the world, nobody can compete with us. Because all of them have a few parties. America has only 2 parties. And I'm not going into details, but I will just like to inform you that we aspire to become a full democracy, which means there is a big role for political parties, state governments, and the union government. And as far as economics is concerned, we are one of the fastest growing economies of the world. I'm happy about it. In the last few years, we have overtaken 2 countries, France and UK, and come to the 5th position, 5th largest economy of the world. In fact, in November, we have entered $4 trillion. Our GDP has entered $4 trillion. We are very happy about it. But when you go to the per capita income, in the GDP of ranking, total GDP of ranking is number 5 in the world. In per capita income, our ranking is 139 in the world. Because it's only $2,600. There, we have to, of course, one is due to population. The other one is we have to produce more. We have to work hard and produce more. I always compare ourselves with China. That's the only country comparable to us in population. In 1960s, not even 80s, up to 80s, we were almost together. They opened up in 1980s. We opened up in 1991. I think exactly it's 78 because the Dane started opening the economy. Ours was done when Sundaram and Manmohan Singh combination was there in the cabinet. 91. At that time, the difference between India and China was only $20 in per capita income. Ours was 224, they were 244. Now, in the last 40 years, the difference, we are 2,600, they are 12,600. 10,000 differences come. I'm always concerned about it. Why can't we compete with them? What is it that we lack behind, why we are lagging behind? I think sociology should suggest what should be done. Of course, we have problems because this is a country of great diversity. We have, as far as languages are concerned, we have, even though the Constitution has recognized 22 languages, according to census, major languages spoken in the country are 121. If you include dialects, it is many thousands. And there is another thing which is not there anywhere in the world in this country, it's called caste. There is no country with caste system. This is the only country which started with 4 castes. Now we have 25,000 castes. So these are certain things where we have
problem. We have to cross these problems and compete with the world. And sociologists must know everything, and they will suggest to the society and the country how it can be overcome. And we are quickly urbanizing. They say by another 2, 4, 5 years, almost 1/3 or 1/4 of the population will be living in urban areas. It means we have a problem. We understand that urbanization leads to problems. And also, population growth. If everybody wants a house, we are losing our agricultural land, which has not been considered by any government so far. That can be resolved. If you want a house, we will have a house, but at the same time, we should not lose our agricultural land. The other day, 2 weeks back, I was in Bangkok. My room was on the 26th floor. I was able to see the entire city. It looks like New York. I come to our cities, Chennai city, Madras in those days. I visited as a student first time in 1957 to go for my admission. I saw the tallest building in Mount Road in Mannasare, LIC building. After 60 years, that is the tallest building, even now. That is the kind of growth we have. I think it is the duty of all the governments to encourage more skyscrapers, tall buildings, so that people will have houses, but at the same time, we will not lose our land, agricultural land. It's a very important thing. I want the sociologists to consider this point. And we have natural disasters. How is it that we can prevent or we can escape from natural disasters? This is also part of the conference. And of course, in the 21st century, we have technological advancement, economic advancement also, like in technology we have artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. These are important developments which has taken place, and we should make use of them, because this is a country with a lot of superstition. Only science and technology can replace superstition, and our youngsters should be aware of these things. Of course, they study well, but at the same time, they don't get any help from the government. In fact, the other day, I was telling, we have 40,000 students in this campus. I was just to find out how many of them get government help. Only 800 students get scholarship from both union government and state government put together. 800 students get scholarship. The rest of them are financed only by the parents. It is time now that we spend more on education, both the union government as well as the state government, so that all of them will have the opportunity to get higher education. Now only the elite are able to get it. The poor and the middle class are not getting it, because out of 14,000 children eligible for higher education according to 2011 census, in all our colleges and universities put together, only 4 crore students, 11 crore are outside waiting to be called into the universities and colleges. It is time now that we concentrate on education so that we will become also an advanced country. Without higher education, it's not possible for us to compete with the Western nations. And it is time now that the sociologists deal with all the subjects and suggest to the governments and the society and of course political parties that we should concentrate on education and try to develop this society. The other only important thing I want to mention is, even though we are growing, the benefits of economic growth is not reaching all. I don't know how many of you studied that. In economic inequality, India has become one of the worst countries in the world. The top 10% of the population of this country own 80% of the wealth of the country. The bottom 50%, they own only 6% of the property wealth. But when it comes to payment of tax, for example, GST, that's the one which gets the maximum amount to the government. In GST, the bottom 50% pays 64% of the tax, and the top 10% who own 80% wealth of the country, they pay only 4%. I think you must study this and tell the people that it is time to do something so that this inequality can be brought down. In fact, we have overtaken US in inequality. The top 1% of the population in US, they own 37% of the wealth of the nation. In India, the top 1% own 58% of the wealth of the nation. That is how we have overtaken US in inequality. We have to overtake them in many things. In fact, I am always thinking that one state in US, California, whose population is only 4 crores, their total GDP is almost equivalent to India. I think last year it was 3.6 trillion or 3.7 trillion. How is it possible for one state with 4 crore population compete with 140 crores population in a big country? What is it that we should do to compete with them so that we can also become like them? The per capita income is $80,000. We are in 2,600. These are the things we have to be considered, and it is time now that the sociologists, because you are supposed to know everything, and the duty of the sociologist to approach a multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary approach for solving all these problems. And you are all here, senior people are here, and the youngsters are also trying to learn from you. I would like to suggest all this to the government so that we will also become an advanced country, and our students, our youngsters also will be able to compete with the rest of the world. And I would like to thank individually all the delegates who are participating here, who come to Vellore. I hope our stay will be comfortable, and I wish you all the best. I would like to thank our minister. It's a great difficulty. He was in Delhi. We have to bring him here. He comes from a very well-known family of Tamil Nadu. I don't know how many of you know about him. His grandfather was Sir P.T. Rajan, who was in the South India was one state at that time. That's how from Kasaragod, Mangalore to Berhampur, it was one state, Madras province. In that province, there was a party called Justice Party, which was ruling from 1920 to 1937. In that cabinet, he was a minister and also a chief minister, his grandfather. He is a third generation. I have met him as a student. His father was the Speaker of Tamil Nadu Assembly and also a minister, Parliament, and of course I was very close to him. Now I am happy that the grandson and son of that family, he is here. I thank him personally for taking time and coming and to address us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts on the central theme of our conference. Moving on, I invite Ms. B. Kirtana to introduce our chief guest of the day, Dr. Palnivel Tyagarajan, Honorable Minister for Information Technology and Digital Services, Government of Tamil Nadu. Kirtana.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. Dr. Palnivel Tyagarajan, popularly known as PTR, is a man of simplicity and equity. He currently serves as the Minister for Information Technology and Digital Services in Tamil Nadu government. Sir has earned a BTech degree from NIT Trichy, MS in Operation Research, and a PhD in Engineering Psychology from the State University of New York at Buffalo, and an MBA in Finance from the MIT Salman School Management. Sir began his political career in the 1990s as an independent consultant in operations and system improvement. Sir has also worked in the Standard Chartered Bank, Singapore. He served as the member representing the United States on the International Standards Organization Committee. He holds a patent on the title Methods and Systems for Providing Structured Loan Commitment Transactions. Following the footsteps of his grandfather and father, Sir has commenced his political career in the year 2016. Thus, shifting from cracking balance sheets of high-profile companies to solving the concern of common man. Until 2023 cabinet reshuffle, he served as the Minister of Finance and Human Resource Management. With his pleasing demeanor and confidence, he blends modernity with legacy together, witnessed in his political and policy views, which are predominantly shaped by his observations from the diversity of culture around the world and the universality of human beings. On behalf of the staff, management, I would like to take an opportunity to welcome you, sir. I'm sure that your insights will truly inspire us.
Thank you very much for that kind introduction. Good morning to the Chancellor, elder statesman of our Tamil community, Dr. G. Viswanathan, the Vice Presidents, my good friends, Shankar Viswanathan and G. V. Selvam, the administration of the university, the Vice Chancellor, the Pro Vice Chancellor, the office bearers of the ISS, the President, Professor Abha Chauhan, the Secretary, Professor Manish Verma, the Organizing Secretary of the conference, Dr. Prabhakar, the Dean who gave us a good overview of the school, the delegates, the faculty, the students, the press. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here, though it was a long journey, I must say. I was in Delhi yesterday, I flew back to Chennai last night, left at 5:30 this morning, and I'm headed back in about 10 minutes when I finish speaking. But I thought it was very important to be here, partly because of my respect and long association with the Chancellor of the University. They do such tremendous work, and as our Chief Minister said, they can certainly serve as the example or the role model of the quality of education in Tamil Nadu. I won't repeat the statistics, but it is clearly the preeminent university at the national level that we have here, a private university. It's rare to find an institution of such excellence and scale. It's very easy to maintain excellence when you have a few hundred or a few thousand students. And it's much, much harder to scale it to, in this case, 87,000 students. 40,000 on this campus alone. So first I must congratulate them and thank them for hosting this conference. I also think that it's very apt that this society, which is so important to our progress as a society, I mean the sociological society, but as a community, as a country, as a democracy, is holding its annual conference here, the 48th conference. It's been in existence as a society for now 70 odd years, which I think is heartening to me. And I particularly like the theme of this conference, which is the crises of the 21st century and the way forward. Since it's a 3-day conference and there's many academics here, I want to just throw out a few thoughts that I had as I was coming down this morning about the kinds of crises, the root cause of these crises, or at least the causes, and what I see as some of the way forward. But if I start listing the crises, at least from the ones that are most intractable and most, deeply problematic, I will start first, especially for those of you who live in Tamil Nadu or have relatives in places like Chennai or Inaugural. Climate change, global warming, the changes in nature and our inability to predict or control these changes and their consequences, and in some sense the shape-shifting of viral genetics and coming to the nature of pandemics, I think by far the last decade or two have taught us that these are the most profound problems and crises we face today. At a slightly lower complexity, because they're man-made and man-controllable to some extent, the notion of armed conflict, especially those with civilian casualties like you're seeing in Ukraine and Gaza, are against the nature of humanity and the progress of humankind when innocent civilians are being killed in armed conflict in this scale. I would say at the next level, going down into maybe the causality, the decaying or the crumbling of institutions. And I think the role of institutions like the United Nations, which once had significant heft and impact, and when they said something, it meant something. The ability, or the lack of ability, I should say, of the UN to do anything really substantive, either in the Ukraine or in Gaza, is indicative, I think, of a global decay. This is not just happening for multinational or international institutions, but also within countries, the nature of government, the role of democracy, the independence of institutions, all of these are decaying at a rapid rate. I would even extend that to the role of regulatory bodies and institutions like the press, which have become largely bought or sold, and the true independence doesn't seem to exist anymore. And I think even more profound than that is the fact that we have this huge amount of unemployment, underemployment, a lot of poverty, and in some sense a reversal of the decades of progress that we have been seeing, let's say from the Second World War through the 90s, through even the 2000 era, where there was a steady improvement in the alleviation of poverty, in the upliftment of the quality of life, in the reduction of number of people that had less than full rights. All of those seem to be unraveling in the last 15, 20 years of this century. What are some of the causes? I was just minded that we live in an era of hyper-globalization. Though those of us who are good students of history will realize this is not the first era of globalization. Certainly the Roman Empire, certainly the days of colonial rule, there was a lot more integrated global economies, and then they separated again. But this age of globalization is unique in the sense that it's hyper-globalization through the integration not just of economies of trade or transport, but also of labor, also of capital markets, also of services delivered through the wires, and of global commerce through the internet. This hyper-globalization has created in many ways one universal marketplace, electronically in terms of the internet, but also in terms of manufactured goods. Effectively, the supply chains are integrated all over the world. And what it has led to on the plus side is unprecedented wealth creation. If you go back and look mathematically, the notion of a country like China taking 1 billion, 300 million people or so from, as the